Real decisions, real consequences. Sometimes the most unsettling moments in a relationship don't come from shouting or betrayal. They come quietly. They arrive as a feeling you can't quite explain, a pattern you notice only after it's already formed. A realization that something important may be slipping out of your control. He's 24 years old. She's 23. They've been together for just over a year. And until recently, their relationship felt solid. He cares deeply about her. He enjoys being with her. He can imagine a future together. And he's certain she feels the same. They don't fight often. They communicate well. They've talked openly about marriage, children, and what they want long term. The problem isn't whether warning signs existed before. The problem is that something changed. She feels ready to settle down now. He doesn't. He wants a few more years, 2, maybe 3, to enjoy their youth before taking on something permanent. That difference caused some tension, but nothing that felt unmanageable. At least, not at first. Over the last couple of months, her behavior began to shift in subtle ways. Nothing dramatic. Nothing that could be easily pointed to and explained, but enough to make him uneasy. They had always been careful about avoiding an unplanned pregnancy. It was something they agreed on early in the relationship. But recently, she began pushing to change those boundaries. She reassured him that everything would be fine, that she would be more responsible, that he needed to relax. When he expressed discomfort, she seemed hurt. When he suggested alternative solutions, she brushed them off. The conversations started to feel one-sided. What bothered him wasn't just the change, it was the pressure. He began to feel guilty for maintaining boundaries he had always been clear about. Guilty for wanting to wait. Guilty for not being ready. Then came the questions. Not casual questions, repeated ones. What would you do if I got pregnant? How would we handle it? Wouldn't it work out somehow? When he tried to keep the discussion open-ended, it escalated into tears. She accused him of not caring, of being selfish, of avoiding their future. He apologized, even though he wasn't sure what he had done wrong. After that, her focus on children intensified. She talked about babies constantly, about how fun it would be, about how good of a father he would be. Whenever he reminded her that he wanted kids someday, just not yet, she responded with phrases that unsettled him. Sometimes fate has other plans. We have to be flexible. Those words stuck with him. What finally crossed from discomfort into fear was something small. She offered to start buying protection for him. It seemed thoughtful on the surface, but it was out of character. He had always handled that himself. When he asked why, she brushed it off. She said she just wanted to take care of him. There was no proof of wrongdoing, no evidence. Just a growing sense that his autonomy, his consent, might not matter as much as he thought. He doesn't want to accuse her of something she may not be doing. He doesn't want to hurt her. He doesn't want to stop being intimate. But he also doesn't want to become a parent before he's ready. And he's starting to feel trapped between trust and fear. What makes this situation so difficult is that no one has done anything obviously wrong yet. But relationships don't break only from betrayal. They break when boundaries are quietly eroded, when one person's urgency begins to override the other's comfort, when silence replaces honest conversation. He's left in asking himself all questions he never expected to face. Is he being paranoid? Or is his intuition trying to protect him? Is his love enough when timelines don't align? And if trust begins to crack, how do you confront it without destroying everything? This story isn't about accusations, it's about consent. It's about the right to decide when and if your life changes forever. And it's about recognizing that even in loving relationships, pressure can be just as damaging as betrayal. Sometimes the hardest conversations aren't about what someone did. They're about what might happen if you don't speak up in time.